Hi, my name is Nick and I would like to welcome you to Exam.net Maths, where we've recently put together some material which we hope will help Scottish math teachers in their classroom. So you can sign up with us for free, and once you've done so, you'll arrive here, and I'm going to give you a quick tour now of the question library and how to make a test. So on choosing a course, you'll see that we've got 3 there, N5 Higher and Advanced Higher, designed according to the specifications from the SQA. Today, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to just choose Advanced Higher. And you'll see here on the left-hand side that the course contents appears here. So I can open any chapter, if you like, up and out come a number of sub-chapters. Today, I'm just going to focus on this one here because those are the questions I want to choose. Okay, so let's have a look. The top question here is a non-calculator question. And also it's not auto-marked, so that means there's probably going to be some writing of a solution involved. If you want to see the mark scheme and the solution, you can open it up here and have a look. Also, the summary on the right here gives you, as I mentioned, auto-marked or not, calculator recommended or not, and also level of difficulty and the assessment sort of objectives that we've chosen to use here. For today though, I'm going to show you how to do a very quick digital test or quiz for the classroom. And so I'm going to put on the auto marking filter, a particular favourite of mine and many others. So up come my selection of auto mark questions, and then all I've simply got to do is to click on add on the right here and it will get added to my test. So I'm just going to scan down, have a look what we've got. There's some graphs here. I can open up, have a look and close it down again. Add that one. And then I'm just going to see what we've got here. I'm going to add this one here and this one here. Okay, check that one. Yeah, okay, add that one there. So let's go and review our test and see what it looks like. And here, of course, you have to make the decision whether you want to do something on paper, in which case you'd look at a print preview here, how it would look when it's printed out, and also then you can control the print settings. So here, for example, you might want to include the mark scheme if you want them to do it as a worksheet in class. You might want to change how you show the marks here per sub-question or per question and so on. But for now, though, we're going to go back and we're going to do this digitally. So I'm going to get rid of that. So digital preview here and then conduct digitally, which reminds me, because I always forget this, that I need to save my test in order to do that. And before I save it, perhaps I should give it a name. So let's just call this very simply functions quiz. Okay, and save the test. Okay, test has been saved, thank you. Right, let's conduct digitally then, and up here pops an embedded video actually, which you can look at in the future if you should wish to. I'm going to give you a guided tour beyond this point though, so let's carry on. So on pressing export, you will arrive at what we call the mother platform, Exam.net. And you will arrive here. And you see I've got masses of tests because I've obviously been doing this for a while. You'll have one little one at the top the first time you do it. And 2 very simple things is all you need to do in order to let the students do this test. First of all, you need to give them the exam key. And then they need to go to the website exam.net. I'm also just going to copy that exam key here, and I'm also going to open the thing. So now it's open, the students then go to exam.net, they type that into the address field and they will arrive here. And then fortunately I remembered to copy the exam key this time. And here it comes, next, and I enter the exam. Okay, so let's see, who are we today? We are David T. Fetch the exam. Begin exam. Okay, and now we found ourselves inside the exam. Now I'm just going to press escape here, just so that it falls within the recording window. And I've set the settings for security here onto low security so that I could do just that. But you can set very highly secure exams on this website. So you would know immediately if a student tried to get out and go onto the net and start start cheating, for example. But I've set the security very low just so that it's easy to show you today. So that's one of the many things you can affect in the settings. Also, on the left-hand side, you'll see there's a menu that David can look at here. So there's a formula sheet. I've actually included the one here that's used for advanced maths, I believe. There's a calculator you can use. And if you've got students, perhaps English is not their first language, there is a nice translation tool here. Notice that it came up as Swedish because that's where I am right now. I'm sitting just north of Stockholm on a very grey, drizzly day, which reminds me very much of home in the UK. Anyway, back to this, I can translate to many, many different languages, which is really useful, particularly if you've got international students in your classroom. Notice also that if you have an alien in your classroom, you can also communicate with them. So, all manner of interesting functions can be got through this. I just keep losing track. Right, back to focus here. Okay, next thing to show you. Text-to-speech, really good for students who have trouble with reading issues, and of course with they can highlight a section of text, it can get read aloud, they just need to remember their headphones. The teacher chat is a default setting which the students really like, so you can chat to them without moving from your chair in the exam. They particularly like it, many of them, because it doesn't draw attention to themselves and it helps us teachers just continue to have the overview of the room. So that's rather nice. And then the submit, of course, which I'm not going to do until I've actually answered the questions. Before we do that, though, one little note down here. There's the student controlled settings down the bottom corner here. And one thing that's really useful for many students with dyslexia is this dyslexic font, which you can get it converted to. So we try to keep up with in-building tools here to help students who have challenges. Right, perhaps I should answer a few questions. Get started, it says at the bottom here. And what I've done in the settings is I've separated question for question. You don't need to do that. I did here. Notice that as I answer and take my mouse away there, it shades over, and that's one of our cheat prevention functions. On to the next one. I've got to write it. I'll write in the equation of a line here. Let's just see if we can do this. Y equals 0. X equals 0, sorry, and then y equals x. On to the next one. And now we've got to categorize some functions here. I think this is an odd one, and that's an even one. On to the next one, and this one I'm just going to randomly match up because I haven't got time to think about it. And now we've finished. So submit the exam, I guess, is what we should do now. Let's have a look. You have to wait before. Yes, I haven't given enough thinking time, it thinks. I've been a student in too much of a rush, but now I can submit my exam. Okay. It tells me how many points. And then David can go back and look at the auto marking here, where it tells him what he's got right and what he's got wrong. And then I can close the exam. Okay, thank you very much, David. So back to the exam list then. And now very quickly before we go, I'm just going to show you how you can get a good overview through the monitoring results window. You can go to the results tab, and here I've got all the students that have entered this exam. I can look in student by student, but I can also get a very nice overview here of which particular questions went particularly well or particularly badly. And I might see that question 2 here, look 2A, 60% of students in the classroom got it wrong, and even 2B or not 2B. I'm sorry, that's like, I can't avoid saying that. Teacher damaged after all these years. Anyway, you can see a nice overview there. So you could do this live in class if you want to do a very quick check at the beginning of class, who's got what. Similarly, you can do an exit ticket very quickly. But, I've used this auto marking many times, even for more sort of serious and formal exams as well. So a huge variety of uses. Okay, so I hope that's given you a good overview of the things you can do. There's many more things you can do. I invite you to experiment with it. And please write and give us feedback, comments, any suggestions, and we're very, very open to developing this further in the direction that the teachers request. So I wish you best of luck with your online exams, and I hope to hear from you. Goodbye for now.